All right, here we are right outside the U.S. Senate side of the Capitol. This week, the focus is going to be on some form of economic recovery.
We also reached an agreement yesterday on a new legislative package that will provide strong support for American families and communities in dealing with the coronavirus. So it was done very, very bipartisan. It was very nice to see it.
The House has passed its version of a stimulus bill with a lot of unemployment benefits, free health testing whenever those testing kits are available. And that is now in the Senate's hands. But for now, the focus of what leadership's trying to do is just pass this bill that the House has already assembled.
Now, there's some issues with the legislation. There's some technical issues that need to be fixed, but we would like to see it much bigger when it comes to sick leave.
What it doesn't do, and two of the things that I think we need to work on, is let's move, there's something called disaster unemployment relief.
I think that House bill should be taken up today and passed immediately. There's no need for delay.
Interest rates are at an all-time low. Let's make sure we get this capital out at low interest or no interest.
There are some objections. There are some conservatives like Tom Cotton, Marco Rubio, Rick Scott, who have talked about trying to amend that package because they want to do something bigger and bolder and quicker.
We're not doing enough to get cash into the hands of affected workers and families quickly.
Mitt Romney of Utah has actually proposed the idea of just giving $1,000 to every American.
The payroll tax holiday is a serious proposal, a very serious proposal, and we'll be discussing all that with the Senate and House leadership.
I think the payroll tax would be great. Democrats are not in favor of it. I'm trying to figure out why, because it would be something that would be very good for the citizens, for the people.
This is a deal that was struck by Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin. So far, they're talking about those bigger things to be in the next wave of legislation. You're sort of looking at this as multiple steps. You had a first step was $8 billion in money and funding to the health system. The second part is this sort of modest stimulus bill. And then the next phase is going to be a bigger one. We're really going to be looking at things like putting money into the airlines, other industries, the travel industry, tourism. They're just getting socked by this virus. The opening ante for this sort of step 3 legislation, Chuck Schumer called for $750 billion worth of funding and tax cuts and other assistance. That is, to put this in perspective, that is actually larger than the TARP Wall Street bailout of 2008, which was a $700 billion infusion into financial firms. And in a sign of how fluid things are, the House Democrats held a conference call today from all around the country. They have dispersed for the week. This was the planned recess week where both chambers, House and Senate, were supposed to be out. But Steny Hoyer told the lawmakers on the call that he doesn't know when the House is going to come back into session. He basically said they will not come back until they have this next big economic stimulus package planned. And until then, it's just waiting and seeing. So nobody really quite knows when the next step is going to take place.